This is a poem I wrote. It's called Poem to the South on the day after the election, November 2014. It is dawn, the day after the election, and all across the scraped and neutered gouge of the southern landscape, the neocon bugle call rings in a minor key, a worn and weary echo to the Dixieland blues. This is the New South, where land and labor are still cheap, where trailer parks and slum rentals breed gun-wielding Christian patriots to stock the shelves, lay the brick, unclog the drains, pump the septic tanks, eviscerate the chickens, and to serve as brave bullet magnets. That's Patsy cannon fodder in the perennial war for oil and empire. Where once a virgin woodland stood, there grows in rows the slash pine fields of future 2x4s and toilet paper. Where nary a bird does sing and no magnolias blossom. In every spring, the vanity and hubris of a controlled burn blazes in the collective subconscious of a TV-induced stupor, flavored with 44-ounce big gulp drinks and fried organ meats. They live as metaphors to the very dogs now chained in their yards, wildflowers growing along the fringes of their holy landfills, those cemeteries overpopulated with the remains of pride and honor and legend, all that regurgitated myth that flavors the sour cud now chewed by their heifer daughters and yoked son oxen. The community choir sings in bold and saccharine denial of the venereal blisters, the tattooed necks, the blackened teeth, the goodwill clothes and payday loans. Granny watching the kids while mama waits tables, and daddy's doing 364 days in the county jail for failing to pay child support. Lips move while they read the tattered pages of Field and Stream in the urine-scented waiting room of the health department. And acre upon acre of yard sales of shit stacked on wobbly tables in the park where the bail bondsman's smiling face surveys it all from his towering billboard there by the Burger King. Yeah, choked in history and soaked in blood, this is the enduring legacy of the hanging tree. Illiteracy, pyorrhea, and pinworm, bending over for the plantation class or taking it in the gut for their profit. This is what's left after centuries of seduction by a dream of redemption through accumulation and gain. This is the dawn of the newest New South, truck nuts and minimal wage, fast food obesity and obedience to passion, the number 3, the color red, the scent of China, the sound of the truck not starting in the morning, and the feel of farting through cheap polyester. We're talking Jesus here. The Confederate flag, the fear of science, the crime of abortion, the evil notion of evolution, the sin of queerdom, and the sanctity and holiness of guns. All the standard bearers and hair triggers, flashpoints, and this new iconography, painted like Elvis on black velvet and flapping in the breeze at the flea market, as if to herald the imminent coming of their Christ and his theocratic state and the prayed-for end to this God-forsaken socialist presidency. There's a package store across the highway from the poultry plant. When your shift is up, that's where you get a pint and your lotto ticket at. And out back, there's a dumpster where you can sit around and drink and think of all the bridges you know you'll never get to cross. And my people come from the dirt, full choke and steel guitar. cigarettes and whiskey, and a dog is chained in our yard. And my people come from the dirt, white bread and kerosene, and catfish and flatbeds, and sweat stains and retreads, and okra and Ecclesiastes. There are weeping saviors tattooed to the shoulders of the dispossessed, and bloody rivers of time flowing nowhere from somewhere back deep in our past. And it's treeless and it's bleak, and trash is scattered across the open fields. And it's busted lips and kids riding on hips, and songs of longing and loss. My people come from the dirt, full choke and steel guitar, cigarettes and whiskey, and a dog is chained in our yard. My people come from the dirt, white bread and kerosene, and catfish and flatbeds, and sweat stains and retreads, and okra and Ecclesiastes. Yeah, my people, they come from the dirt. Salvation, well, that's the only antidote to all this poverty and disgrace. Pride's the only card left to play when it comes to save and face. So you always better watch your back. Don't you ever spare the rod when you're standing there in the crosshairs of your angry and jealous God. My people come from the dirt, full choke and steel guitar, cigarettes and whiskey, and a dog is chained in my yard. My people come from the dirt, white bread and kerosene, and catfish and flatbeds, and sweat stains and retreads, and okra and Ecclesiastes. Yeah, my people, they come from the dirt.